Hang on, I'm in my YouTube thingy.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, you're looking at me, but it's gonna be okay because you're gonna tell the camera like, "Hey, I'm recording on my cell phone. I'm also recording here." So sometimes if my eyes shift around, that's why. Hang on, I'm in my YouTube thingy.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, you're looking at me. Oh, we're but it's live gonna be on okay YouTube because you're gonna tell the camera like, "Hey, I'm recording on my cell phone. I'm also recording here." So sometimes if my eyes shift around, that's why. Hang on, I'm in my YouTube thingy. Sorry.
All right.
It's okay. Yeah, you're looking at me. It's okay because you're gonna tell the camera like, "Hey, I'm recording on my cell phone.
Here
I'm
we go.
recording
I'm
here.
live
My
on
eyes shift around,
TikTok.
that's why. Hang on, I'm in my YouTube but for thingy. Some reason, it's feeding back
You're
to me.
in a loop.
It's okay because you're gonna tell the camera like, "Hey, I'm recording on my cell phone.
Here we go. I'm live. These are bloopers.
These are total bloopers. Okay, so I just stopped that. And so if you have live stream or it's StreamYard, you can do TikTok, YouTube all at once and
Right.
Facebook. So let's make sure. Okay, this is recording
Yes.
and we're gonna go live.
Hey, on TikTok.
Wait, for some reason it's being weird on um Zoom. So hold on, it just got stuck in a loop for some reason. Are we live streaming? Oh, we're live streaming. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
we're live streaming.
Cool. So people are gonna see our
Our bloopers.
okay. So hello everyone. Vanessa Elle Wilde here with my amazing friend Wilene Dunn. We decided in a morning conversation today that we should just have this conversation live. So we are streaming from TikTok, YouTube, and we're on Zoom. If this looks kind of weird and we're shifting our eyes around, it's because we're brand spanking new at doing this like this. We kind of don't know what we're doing. But we thought we'd bring our conversation to you because we have some really engaging conversations about prosperity and manifestation and abundance and mindset. Wilene took a class with me years ago, but she has become an amazing friend and a support and an inspiration. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear some of the cool ways that Wilene thinks about things, the way she operates. And we're just going to have fun today. So join us if you want to hear about manifestation, prosperity, and activating alignment so you can, I don't know, feel peaceful and happy and get all the things
Get
and
all the things you want.
all things you want. So, Elaine, hello.
Hello. Yeah, it was so fun because the whole idea of getting in alignment to have the things that we want. So this morning when I woke up, I was I just started playing 80s music and I started with that song, Jump for Your Love. And then it just started jazzing me, right? And I got all this excitement. And I'm like, I need to call Vanessa and see what she's doing. So, I really loop you into that idea and that box of fun, right? And so when I connected in that vibration of fun, you pop up in my head, I call you and you said, okay, let's play with this, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm like, let's do this. And why not just go live? Because you were like, let's take this conversation and record it. I wish we could do a podcast. I'm like, well, let's just do this right now and we'll see how this goes. I do want to acknowledge that going live on TikTok, you guys are seeing me, but I hope you can hear Wilene. If you're tuned in, somebody named Brandon tuned in. Brandon, can you hear Wilene when she's talking? Let me know if you can actually hear her. If not, then we'll see.
That's right, because there's a big pause, but that's okay. We're playing with it. That's all the part of being in alignment, right? No matter what's going on, we're in a place of keeping our vibration high, and
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about. So,
yeah,
just how do you do that when you're not doing that? When things aren't. So I shared with you that my money seems to go up and down.
yes.
I can have an influx, $414,000, boom. And then in the next month there's nothing. And
Right.
so I've been playing with that. And you were talking about using play, right? Really being playful and starting to teach that more and speak about that more about how, so what'd you call it? What's your platform?
Oh, so I'm a playologist. Okay,
Biologist.
psychologist, and it's play for prosperity, play to perform, and it's all about using play as a way to activate your prosperity, your peace, your life, really, because sitting in a desk all day or sitting in your car and you're traveling to work and you're doing all the grown-up adulting things, it gets serious and heavy, and you've got to go to meetings and you've got to all the things.
Which takes you out of alignment, right? Because then all of a sudden, you spill your coffee or so the idea of spilling my coffee or slamming my finger in the door, am I out of alignment? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, those are indicators that you're not in alignment. Slow down, take a breath. And when you were asking me about different ways of being in alignment, it dawned on me, I wrote a whole book about it. It's
You
called
did.
Getting My Happy Back, right? I wrote a whole book about just this topic. And even if you wrote the book, sometimes you forget.
Yeah, sometimes you totally forget, and it can be really, you get caught up in the mundane, you get caught up in the everyday, and you forget that you're actually really good at this. You know how to activate abundance. Wilene activated $440,000. Is that right?
414,000.
$414,000. She has activated so many amazing speakers. She is a speaker coach and a book coach also. Um, Oops, sorry. Hang
Yeah, my
on.
favorite is the book coaching. I'm really taking people's messages. So this year I claimed 2025 was about putting messages into the world, whether they're mine, because now I'm writing songs and I'm putting songs into the world and or books or your book or my book. It doesn't matter. Just I am putting good messages into the world.
Um,
The stone in the water that ripples out love to the just high vibrations.
yeah. No, okay, so I'm gonna break for 1 second. We have a bunch of people who are joining us on TikTok, and can somebody on TikTok tell me if you guys can hear Wilene talking also, or are you just hearing me? I kind of need to know because if not, I'm gonna flip around the camera. So
Yeah.
which one of you wants to tell me if you can actually hear her? I don't really know. Okay, I might just have to flip this around so you guys can still see me. But what's
So, oh, what are we doing?
I'm trying to make sure people can see you and hear you.
So we're flipping.
I don't know. I mean, we're new at this, you guys, and we just want to make sure that you all know how to communicate with us. Um,
Right, because if I flip it around to see you, then you're not seeing me. How are you doing that?
yeah, I'm not really sure. I just moved. I know, sorry guys, we're just like totally silly right now. We so appreciate you guys working with us and just kind of like hanging out with us this morning as we figure this out, like what's gonna work.
I guess we'll know once the live's off if we can hear each other.
I know, so we're just gonna do it this way. It's probably not the best way, but I'd rather just stay in our flow than.
Okay, let's keep talking alignment. So your question to me today was, what happens when you're out of alignment? And then we talked about little things, right? You can smash your finger, you can wreck your car. I mean, things can happen when you're out of alignment, and those are your indicators. So, how do you get back in alignment? And one of the ways I did that today was music. I was sitting in my chair and I thought, I wasn't even thinking about being in or out of alignment. But I've had some financial stuff lately, and I was saying my money just goes up and down. And so I've been playing with that. When does it go up? When I'm in alignment, when I drop into that place. And some of the ways I do that is listening to music I love, or writing music, right?
Okay, is there a
Listening,
certain
writing.
tempo or a certain beat or a certain artist that you love to
You know,
activate
the 80s really put me in.
the 80s?
Yeah.
Any of you guys relate out there on TikTok or YouTube? Like, who are your favorite artists? Drop your favorite artists in that you listen to when you start to activate that high vibing energy. Okay, is there like Tears for Fears or Depeche Mode?
No, you know what I flipped on today? I wouldn't even call them my favorite band or anything, was Jump for your love. You know, the Pointer Sisters, right?
Oh, the Pointer Sisters, they're so cute.
And then Alexa was amazing and just kept playing Pointer Sister music and then music along with the 80s and then I sat there and I thought I really love this. And so I think it was just really an interruption. So when we feel out of alignment, interrupt
Oh,
whatever that mind stuff is that's going on. And even if it's not you're not in your mind, you can still be out of alignment
yeah.
just with a vibration in your body. So how do you shift that? And I was telling you, I wrote a whole book about, there's a whole section in my book, how we navigate the nervous system and getting my happy back.
You're going
And
to have to share the link so we can share it with folks on YouTube and on TikTok. So the
sure,
book is called Get My Happy Back.
getting my happy back.
Getting My Happy Back. So Wilene co-wrote this amazing book, and I think you guys will love this. So I'll post the link a little bit later.
And we were talking about how we forget, right? I mean, I wrote a book about it and still I have to.
Yeah. You have
So
to remind yourself. You can, but that's like any teacher. We all know this, right? There can be a teacher about anything, and we're human. So we kind of forget sometimes, even if you teach it, even if you know it like the back of your hand, even if it's an embodied practice, you still have to come back to it.
you have to practice it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue to practice the alignment, continue to, what can I do today to shift? And I didn't even really feel like I needed a shift, but I started listening to this music. And then, just like when we're out of alignment, we pair with like smashing our fingers and things like that. When you're in alignment, you pair with fun people like Vanessa, because I'm listening to this music and I go, I need to call Vanessa. And now we're on a live TikTok and Zoom, right? Because we want to talk about alignment and how easy it is to shift in and out and in and out. And how do we get more consistent? And what are the things that you can do to stay in alignment when you know you're not? So tell us your story a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm curious if people are joining us too. If you guys want to like chime in, I want to hear some stuff from you because a lot of you are coming in. Drop it in the comments, and I can't see them right now because again, we're just learning this whole thing. But tell us how you guys get into alignment. I think that would be really fun. So let us know how you get into an alignment. How do you activate that feeling of being at peace with where you are and your genius? So
Yeah. And so did you get an answer about can they hear you when?
I didn't get a response, and I don't know how
Okay.
to check that quite yet.
So those are online with me. I'm having a conversation with Vanessa, but you can't see Vanessa. So I'm just wondering, can you hear her when she's talking? Or are you just getting this silent pause from me? We stop talking. But do want to say
Oh,
what we're talking about is alignment. How do
we
you
have
get
more
in alignment?
messages.
What happens when you're out of alignment?
Okay, let's see. Some people messaged. So let's see if I can find them in this. Because there's a whole bunch of people that joined us, like literally a whole ton of you. And
Yeah.
like
Same.
we're it
Thanks
says
for being here.
I know. I don't know how to read the comments. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. It is so cool that you all are joining us. This was a super impromptu thing. Wilene is extremely spontaneous. And one of the things that I love about you, Wilene, is that you are inspired kind of like all the time. I'm sure we all have our down times and our down moments, but every time we talk, you are so full of inspiration. And it was so cool to hear, to pick up the call with you this morning and then agree to this. So the whole point today is just that how we bring ourselves into alignment with whatever it is that we want or we're trying to do in our lives is super important. I've been experiencing a feeling of out of alignment big time. So I'm normally a 50 to 70% closer in my sales job. I'm at like 20%, 25%. And so abundance, like my checks are super low. I'm totally like I don't even know what to do, right? And so all of a sudden I got really tuned into I am going against the grain. We're
Trying
going
to see
all
what
kinds
can
of weird.
you see?
I see lava lamps. I don't know, what did I see?
What it's funny. How am I not seeing you?
I know. I don't know what's happening. We'll sort all this out. So the next time
Yeah,
we do, it'll be
that's fun.
but
Okay.
getting
So we
into
just give you a little tour of
yeah.
my office.
Yeah, so getting into alignment for me is all about being playful. The minute I drop into like super serious adult mode in my 69.99 Macy's dress nonsense, like I am fucked. It does not work for me. It just doesn't. And I am like, the book, is it John Gray? Who wrote the book about your genius? I think it's John Gray, but it's about like fine tuning or tuning into whatever your genius is. And my genius is literally improvisation. That's where I have the best energy, the highest focus, the most vitality, the most response, like call and response from whether I'm teaching or I'm doing a live. It's the improvisation of the moment. And so to me, it fits perfectly with play because play is
Yeah.
being in the moment.
Yes. Yes.
And so I lead workshops for community, in my community. I lead workshops for people in business. I lead workshops in the dementia care and memory loss area. I lead workshops for resident doctor residencies because those guys need better bedside manner as they grow into their doctorhood. So I teach people how to like be a better human. I teach people how to tap into this play. But let me tell you, when I am not teaching and I'm not doing my play work, so to speak, I am what I call a grump up. And if y'all have ever experienced being a grump up, you know what I'm talking about. You're just like, you got that resting, grumpy face.
So when you're not in your zone of genius, you're
Yep.
somewhat out of alignment, right?
And it shows in my money, it shows in my health, it shows everywhere in my life, but directly with my money.
Yes. So that's what we were talking about earlier, right? Specifically around money and alignment. So my money bounces up and down. I mean, I like you were saying, 414,000, boom, came into my experience. Took $297,000 worth of medical bills down to $8,000 just by doing an affirmation. And don't let people, tell you that that's not possible. You hear these gurus, well, you can't just use affirmations. Not true. Maybe they can't, right? But I'm here to say you can.
But let's dissect what that means to do an affirmation because I think that we don't get enough of the science behind the affirmation, right? So we're constantly programming our brains with movies, music. Yes, when you're listening to a sappy love song, you are programming your brain about what you think about love. So watch out. But just saying, we're
Yeah,
constantly programming ourselves and we're constantly talking to ourselves. At least I am. Secrets out. Do you talk to yourself too?
I do. I do. And y'all, I'm talking to Vanessa. Hopefully you can hear her too. We're on a Zoom and it'll be YouTube live as well. And just want you to know if you can't hear her and I'm in a pause mode, that's what's going on.
Thank you. We're like all the things. So, the science is really, I mean, I don't know, like the technical stuff, maybe you do, Wilene, because you wrote a book about this. But when you're basically an affirmation is programming your brain to think differently so that you act differently.
Yes.
And that's the magic, right?
Well, and I don't know that I acted differently. See, that's the thing. When people say, well, get into your feeling state and do the visualization, here is how it worked for me, period. This is how it worked for me. I said I only went to pay $8,000 collectively for all these bills. Thank you. Put it in a drawer. I mean, every time of that those medical bills would pop up, I would say that statement. I gave it no energy. I gave it no frequency, no vibration. I just would say, I only want to pay $8,000 collectively. I didn't have to get in my feeling space or visualize the letter or any of that, right?
You made a decision.
Yeah, I just said I'm only paying $8,000 collectively for all these bills. Thank you for saving my life. And in a drawer it went. And at the end of 3 months, that's the letter. Basically, I got a letter that said you get 55% off of $297,000. You owe us $5,000. I don't know if y'all do math, but that's
I
not.
wasn't mathing.
No, and that's the quantum field, right? That's the way we can bend the universe to
Yeah.
give us what we ask for and want by just stating it verbally. Florence Scovel Shinn's one of my favorites, and
One second. Florence, how do you say shovel?
Florence Scovel Shinn.
You guys know Florence Scovell Shin. If not, look her up on YouTube. There's so much information and so many amazing affirmations. You're so good about being able to bring up that same tone and some of the same affirmations. So if you guys don't know about her, find her on YouTube, find her on Amazon, wherever you
Yeah,
can find
look
her.
up Florence.
Look up Florence. This stuff will change your life, I promise. Okay.
For sure. And the first book was The Game of Life and How to Play It, but there are things on YouTube you can just listen to. Yeah, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence
Game of
Coe.
Life and How to Play It. Look that book up, you guys.
So, and that's it. So we have all these gurus and all these TED Talks and all these different, and your experience may be completely different than that. You don't have to go seeking externally, seek internally when you're in that alignment, right? So how do you step into the alignment so that you know what you want? There's only two things ever going on. You're living in condition what you don't want, or you're asking for what you do want.
Okay, so let me talk about this really. Let's flesh this out a little bit, and this is for everybody who's on TikTok right now. Is do you guys actually know what you want? I have a question for people.
That's a good question. Do you know what you want?
You know what you want. I remember my ex-husband when we first got married. He was so generous and wonderful, and he was like, babe, what do you want in your house? Like, what does your house look like? And I dropped into a full-on 2-year-old temper tantrum in the kitchen, sitting on the kitchen counter, bawling my brains out because I could not give myself permission to actually verbalize what I wanted because I also had a conflicting belief that said you cannot have what you want.
Mm.
So it is very brave, but also very scary to say what you want. And it takes some time to get into what do you actually want. Can you guys relate to that? Anybody in the spheres here that's watching us? Wilene, can you relate to that at all?
Um, well, I used to, but now I know what I want. I knew that I wanted to only pay $1,000 for those bills, right? I pretty much know I want a full bank account. I know I don't no, I mean, I don't really get in that space anymore of not knowing I'm pretty clear about. I want great relationships. I want a lot of money. I want my house to have a nice yard. I really do know those things. And then
Yeah.
on the spiritual level of what I would want is, one alignment. Because that's all there is. There's either alignment or not alignment, having what you want or being in condition. And so if you're not in alignment, you're in condition. If you're in alignment, you're getting everything that you want if
So
you're stating it. Yeah.
you're saying if you're in alignment, what is the word condition you used? You said if you're in alignment, you are,
If you're in alignment, you're getting what you want.
but you said something about the word condition. You said if you're in alignment,
If
what
you're out of alignment, you're in condition,
what is
right? So you're focused on um uh, I don't have enough money, it's not coming in, I don't know where it's going to come from, I have to go get a job. I need,
you're in a conditioned state of mind. So
right. If you're
if you're okay, so if you're out of alignment, guys, what Wilene is saying is that if you're out of alignment, you're in condition, and it means that you're kind of stuck in your conditioned way of thinking, and you will see that is a lack of resources, a lack of opportunity, a lack of money, a lack of peace in your relationship, or the wrong dumbass that you're dating. I mean, seriously,
right.
how many of us
Yeah.
are out of alignment in relationship, right? So
Or health, you're out of alignment in your health, it's not going, and you get focused on that and how am I going to fix it, and that's not what you want to do. You want to get into what do I want. So if my body's not working optimally and I'm like, oh, what can I drink, what can I, no, you just go to that repetitive statement, my body is in optimal health, I am in optimal health, I am in optimal health, and then the things that you might need support will come to you. You don't have to seek them.
yeah.
Right?
Yes, I love that so much. So you're just saying, like, you're putting it out, you're the wizard, and you're saying your wand, your word is your wand, and
Yes.
you're saying, this is what I want, and you're setting that direction, you're sending your energy in that direction. I always think, like, for me, anyways, I've had a lot of limiting beliefs about what I could have or what was available to me. And so if you feel out of alignment with the affirmation that you're trying to say, that's fair. I think it's Louise Hay that said, then start at I am willing to. So, like, I'm willing to be in alignment. I'm willing to have my dream home. I'm willing to receive whatever it is that you want. That willingness right there can help crumble the condition because you're willing to step outside of that condition.
And it's done unto us as we believe. So if we believe that our bodies are sick, they're sick. If we believe we're healthy, we're healthy. I mean, I know that's so simple. That sounds so simple, but it truly is the truth for me. I didn't have to do a lot of dancing around or get in visualization or, hold my palms up or, any of that. All I had to do is state what I wanted. When you listen to Florence Scovel Shin, she has the word, your word is your wand. It is all about what you're speaking over your life.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. And you're so good at that. Wilene and I we've known each other for a long time now, and you've been always really good. Like if I'll say something like, "Oh, I'm so stupid," and I don't really mean that I'm stupid. I know I'm not, but you're like, "Why are you saying that?" Like, don't say that.
Right, because then stupid things will happen, right? Because our word truly is our wand, and then you'll do something to prove that out, or the opposite. I'm so super smart, and you'll get this amazing idea. I mean,
Yeah.
that's right.
So
That's
it's
how
the stuff
it's.
you're saying
Mhm.
to yourself, it's the stuff you're saying out loud. Those are things that shift the condition, so to speak, that you're sort of stuck in, or that we're all kind of a little stuck in, right? Sometimes we're doing.
Right.
And then that's one of the ways that we pull ourselves into alignment is through our word, through play, through music. What else?
One of the things in my book is if you're driving down the road, somebody cuts you off, you can't stop thinking about something, you can roar. Like just to reset your nervous system,
You
roar.
guys want to roar? Let's roar right
Let's
now.
roar.
Okay.
Roar.
Everybody
All
online, I want you to roar. We're not going to hear you, but we're going to do it here. So ready? One, two,
right,
three.
let's do it. Roar. And see, that's funny, right? And it lifts the vibration immediately.
Yeah.
So your originating question to me was, when you're out of alignment, your money's not good, your health's not good, what do you do to get back in alignment? Because currently you're focused on the condition, you're trying to fix it. What work do I need to get? Should I go get a job? No, get into alignment. Like that should always be your first. Don't get a job, get in alignment.
Don't you guys love that? That's actually really speaks to me right now. And so Wilene doesn't know, or maybe she's already clued in that when she called this morning, she's helping me get back into alignment. Because I'm more like thinking about what I'm going to be doing next and what I really want. And I love teaching. I'm a good teacher. In terms of like this improv play stuff, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I'm a great mindset coach. I love doing this. I'm a great speaker. What can I say? I'm proud of it. It's not that I'm great because you might think I'm great, but I love it. I know I belong in that space talking to and connecting with, thousands of people. So
Right.
so
So
and
if you
also
can't hear Vanessa, she's
presenting at
saying
different
she's
groups.
really good at speaking and she loves to be on a stage and in improv. I hope you can hear her, but
I know. I hope you guys can all hear her too, because she's so amazing. We're gonna figure this out. So we're gonna do this once a week, right, William?
sure. Or when we think about it and when we have our ups and downs and need reminding. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm looking like I think on TikTok we can invite guests, and so you and I can be on the same TikTok at the same time.
Okay.
But probably shouldn't try that now. I don't know if we disconnect. Do you see at the bottom it says guests?
Yeah, and it says host. You can have a co-host.
Right.
What? Uh,
That's right.
get more views.
Access more features. Yeah, we'll play with that. Next time we'll be on the same TikTok.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Go live to no live. Okay,
Listen, I unfortunately I have somewhere to be this morning.
oh my gosh, she has to leave. Okay, so Willine's gonna head out. Thank you so much. Okay, so give us your top activations right now for
So
activating.
so listen to music you love. Listen to something that motivates you. Florence Scovel Shin is my go-to because she reminds me spirit's never too late. Everything's always on time. So if I'm in a financial crunch, just finding your key things that you can say quickly that shift you. Everything's always working out for me. So I'll have a thought of something I need to pay. I don't have the money for. I'm like, everything, it all works out for me. And I move on about my day. I don't have to get stuck there. Right. So what are yours? Tell me real fast and then I gotta run.
Okay, so music, really quick. Music. Listen to something positive, like an affirmation or somebody online, or make it your own. Do listen to something that's reminding you to think positively. Uh,
Right.
and then the third one, sorry.
State it out loud out of your own mouth. State your own affirmation. Yeah, over your situation.
Affirmation out loud. Okay, I love
And
that.
and for me, like I said, it really settles me to say everything always works out for me. And it does. I'm sitting here right now in a house that I love, dogs I love, friends I love. It works out. And then when my money drops, I know that I'm just out of alignment. I got to find the alignment. And so I put on 80s music today. Then I thought, call Vanessa. And then here we are talking about alignment, right?
Total alignment. 80s music led her to me, and we're here on doing this live. So we're good. Okay.
Yeah,
So for me, I'm very visual, but I need words. I'm in love with words and letters. And so I have all kinds of, funny things all over the house. I don't know if you can see that, but I have whiteboards all over the place. So I write down things that I want to remember. My favorite saying right now is mind your money, your mouth, your mood, and your mind. That
mind your money, your mouth, your mood, and your mind.
And I think that's like a Bob Proctor thing. I don't know, but I loved it. And then play. When I do my play workshops every week here in Savannah, that brings me to a whole new level of frequency and vibration that is so fun and grounded. So that's number that I listen to stuff like affirmations morning, noon, and night. Anytime I can listen to like Neville Goddard or Bob Proctor or even Brian Scott's meditations on Reality Revolution are so kick-ass and fun.
Yeah, raising your frequency, right? By listening.
Oh, totally. I can feel my body start to like move differently and it feels lighter. And then the other thing, you guys, I will tell you honestly, I don't know if you all a bunch of food junkies, but for me, if I eat the wrong food, I'm totally out of alignment. And those are heavy foods, sugary foods, caffeinated foods, because I just don't need it. Uh,
Right,
I got this download one time that said that sugar was false light. That
right.
was like an intuitive little message that it just gets in there. You have fun for a second and then crash. And so for me, it's really eating helps me stay in alignment too, because it just helps me think better and
And
walk.
that's another thing Florence says too. The alignment piece. What did you just say? I just lost it. You said, ah,
It's
it,
recorded, so we'll have.
we'll have to go back. Listen, whatever you do, stay in alignment. If life's not working for you, you're just out of alignment. So find a way back in, right? Abraham Hicks called it the vortex. You call it play. I call it get into just a solid place in your body. You don't have to do all the visualization, the holding your palms up, just
Okay.
yeah. I mean, if that works for you, do that. Um, and I wasn't self-promoting today, but I do have a book called Getting My Happy Back, and it's all about this and how you can go in and out of alignment and tools you can use to get back in alignment. Thanks for being here. I gotta run.
Yes. Good. Goodbye. See you later.
See
Bye,
you
everybody.
later.